Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Emily Pearl Show, live from Memphis, Tennessee, where we be. Hi, Sandra. Something's wrong with my chat box, so I'm putting up a banner, and I'm gonna have to show a banner up here at the top. I don't know what's wrong with the chat box, but thank you so much. I wasn't expecting you tonight. And we will be talking about our condolences to you and your family as we move on in the show. And having said that, I'm going to go ahead and bring in the team. All right, there's a heartbeat of the South, and every bit of my heart, every beat of my heart. My son Tim Harrington. Hey
Hey,
Tim.
hey, how's everybody doing?
All right, then we can't go without her. The co-hostess of the Moses. Hey Sybil.
Well, hi there, greetings. I'm happy to be alive on planet Earth and be on the world famous Emily Pearl show. That's a cute hairstyle you got going tonight.
Thank you.
You have
I
so many
appreciate
different
that.
styles. I like the gold flecks in there, you know, the gold highlights.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. I'm putting up here on the screen here. Hello and welcome everybody. Our chat box isn't working. It says for some reason I don't. Sandra got her chatting and I can see them, but it's not letting me type.
Mm.
And I
It's,
can't
it's
show it.
talking about your birthday. Yeah, back in 24.
I'm not talking about that symbol. I see that. It just won't go away. So,
Oh, I
uh,
see.
yeah, I can't get rid of that. I'm looking at the message from the studio. It
Ah,
says sending messages is currently not supported for Facebook profiles, groups, Twitter, Kick, LinkedIn, and something else. So I guess they're having some technical issues tonight, but I can. You guys in the audience, y'all can type in the chat. I can still show it on the screen. And Sandra says hello to to Sybil and
hi.
Tim.
Hey,
Hi,
Sandra.
And
Sassy
I,
Son.
and I want to let Tim, Sybil, and the audience know that Dwayne Wilson is Sandra's husband, and he is our friend and team and member, like Sandra is, and he is the one who did the theme song for
Mm-hmm.
our movie in Pearls. Okay, and unfortunately, his mom passed away
Oh,
on on Monday, and we are so sorry to hear that.
I did not
And
know.
I'm informing you now.
Mm-hmm.
And so we send our condolences out to you, Sandra, and Dwayne, and and your family. DOLENCES. I'm trying to type it on here now. Dwayne. DWAYNE, right? Okay. All right. Sorry. I have to. There we go. Put that on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Our condolences to you all. I have something that I want to share with you, Sandra, and I will call Dwayne and tell him again. But all of us have to come to that time in our life. We live, and then we die. That's just the process of life. Our cycle, and we don't like it, and it makes us sad, and we grieve. Um, but we all have always been told, and I truly believe this, that we always go to a better place. All right. But I do have this that I want to share personally to Mrs. Wilson, to Dwayne on his mother passing. I hear some beeping.
Oh no,
Who is that?
I don't
Tim, is
know.
that your phone?
Nah, it's not me.
Is it studio?
I don't have a. My phone's in the
Okay.
bedroom.
And I'm gonna share this with you all. and audience too. Because for me myself, I like to remember people for the personality that they have. I never met her personally. I think I may have one time. Maybe doing this she was doing filming. Devil is that? Yes, I think that's true. Let me mute you for just a minute. You can still hear me. I'm gonna mute both of you guys because I don't want this interrupted. This is too important. Um, but I knew her personality through Sandra and Dwayne, and I wanted to share with you, Sandra and Dwayne, especially you, Dwayne, that your mom could not have chosen a better day to go and walk with Jesus because she decided that she was going to take a walk with Jesus on Monday, which was the day after Easter, and that is called Easter Monday. Now, it may just sound like something, just something just called something, but it's not. It's much more important than that, and I'm going to share it with you. It's very biblical, because Jesus was resurrected on that Sunday Easter morning, but he was also seen by other people and other disciples for at least a week after his resurrection. And on that Monday, and you can write this down, go to the book of Luke, chapter 24, verse 13 through 35. And this is what happened on Easter Monday, the day after Jesus was resurrected, after he rose from the grave. Listen, um, Easter Monday, according to the Gospels, Jesus appeared to two of his disciples on the road to Emmaus, where he was not recognized until he broke bread with them. And this event is commemorated in many Christian traditions as a powerful reminder of Jesus' presence and the continuation of his message. Now, let's see about the story itself. Hopefully, my history is still here. Okay. Right here we go. I found it. I was hoping I wouldn't have to look too long. Okay, it starts at verse 13. Now that same day, two men, no, two of them were going to a village called Emmaus, about 7 miles from Jerusalem. They were talking with each other about everything that had happened. As they talked and discussed these things with each other, Jesus himself came up to them and walked along with them. But they were kept from recognizing him. He asked them, "What are you discussing together as you walk along?" They stood still, their faces downcast. One of them, named Cleopas, asked him, "Are you the only one visiting Jerusalem who does not know the things that have happened here these days?" "What things?" he asked. "About Jesus of Nazareth," they replied. "He was a prophet, powerful in word and deed before God and all the people. The chief priests and our rulers handed him over to be sentenced to death, and they crucified him. But we had hoped that he was the one who was going to redeem Israel. And what is more, it is the third day since all this took place. In addition, some of our women amazed us. They went to the tomb early this morning, but didn't find his body. They came and told us that they had seen a vision of angels who said that he was alive. Then some of our companions went to the tomb and found it just as the woman had said, but they did not see Jesus. He said to them, "How foolish you are, and how slow to believe all that the prophets have spoken. Did not the Messiah have to suffer these things and enter his glory? And beginning with Moses and all the prophets, he explained to them what was said in all the scriptures concerning himself. As they approached the village to which they were going, Jesus continued on as if he were going further. But they had urged him strongly, "Stay with us, for it is nearly evening. The day is almost over." So he went to stay with them. When he was at the table with them, he took bread, gave thanks, broke it, and began to give it to them. Then their eyes were opened, and they recognized him, and he disappeared from their sight. They asked each other, "Were not our hearts burning within us while he talked with us on the road and opened the scriptures to us?" They got up and returned at once to Jerusalem. There they found the 11 and those with them assembled together and saying, "It is true, the Lord has risen and has appeared to Simon." Then the two told what happened on the way to them with them and how Jesus was recognized by them when he broke the bread. Now, I noticed that the scripture said that they were walking on the third day. But let me explain, and I have often explained this in my preaching and teaching, is that the time, the way that they counted time in the Roman days was that 12 hours was one day, and the next 12 hours was the night. We count day and night as 24 hours. They counted day as 12 hours, night is 12 hours, and then the next day is another 12 hours. So on the third day would have been the next, the three times 12 hours coming around. And that's what happened. And I just wanted you to know that, Dwayne and Sandra, because I was like, oh my goodness. And Sandra says, "Amen." And she says, "Thank you so much. Keep us in prayers." And she says, "Glory." Yes, I wanted Dwayne to know, and I know it's not much comfort, but in the spiritual sense of being comforted, your mother picked the same day that Cleophas and Simon walked with Jesus after he rose from the grave. So that's just wonderful, isn't it? I hope I pick a good day when I go. Okay, let me bring in TM and Sybil now. All right, then. Okay, so um, I'm going to give Tim and Sybil a chance to say something to Sandra and Dwayne, because I know Dwayne is probably listening too, on the loss of Dwayne's mother. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Sybil, you can go first.
Of course, we're very sad about the news, and we're all human down here on earth with emotions, and we feel the pain when we lose someone, and that spot is always empty, but yet that person still lives in your heart, and all the memories are there, and you have comfort that someday that you will be reunited with her. So our prayers go out with you and Sandra and your family, and let us know what else that can be done. And you mean a whole lot to the Emily Pearl show down through the years, actually. And we want to send out our love and our prayers to you. And that's what I have to say.
Thank you, Sybil. That was very sweet. Tim.
Yeah, also piggybacking off of what Sybil said, we are so sorry for your loss. And we all know how difficult losses can be. But the thing about that is that person has no more pain, no more bills, no more agony. They're in a good place. And as Sybil said, that one day that you all will reunite. So with that
Amen.
being said, once again, so sorry for you all's loss.
Amen. Uh, Sybil, Sandra says thank you. And she says,
Thank,
absolutely, Tim.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So now on worldwide news, unfortunately, we lost another saint. We lost Paul, Pope Francis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he actually passed away on Easter Sunday. Now, and that was the other thing that I thought about with Dwayne's mom. I was like, man, she there with Jesus and the Pope. You can't be in better company.
Hmm. Mm.
I
Yeah.
think, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, the Pope died at around 4 o'clock that Sunday, Easter morning. They said, well, actually, it wasn't Monday. Might have been Monday because I remember them saying that he had given an Easter blessing.
Yeah.
So it must have been Monday when he passed away. Yeah, because he did. It was Monday. They actually passed away on the same
Okay.
day. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, Dwayne, your mom also picked the day that the Pope decided to go to
Mm.
heaven.
Hmm.
She said, I'm hanging on to the Pope, man. I'm going to take a ride on his robe. You
Hmm.
can't get any better than that. Your mom was a wise woman, and she certainly did a great job. You are her best thing. And I don't know if she had sisters or brothers or siblings or not, but I know she was the matriarch, and she did a great thing in raising her family. Okay,
Yeah.
so the Pope, getting back to him, as you know, it is customary for them to seal the quarters of the Pope, his their mansion. But this Pope particularly, I'm not Catholic, but I've always had a reverence for the popes, uh, in a spiritual sense. See, that son just said, Miss Emily, she loved your sweet potato pie. I
Yeah,
know
me
she
too.
Yeah, I know she did. I know. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I bet she get many sweet potato pies if she wanted,
As
didn't
many
you?
as she want.
Because there's
Hmm.
nothing up there but sweet potato, sweetness,
Hmm.
sweetness, sweetness. Thank you for
Hmm.
that. Yeah, and I was so sorry that I couldn't bake this past Christmas because I was just pretty achy. I wasn't up to snuff. And for your cooking to turn out good, you have to be feeling pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I didn't want the pies to taste bad, so I just said, okay, well, I'm not gonna do them. But anyway, as Tim, Sandra, say thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, son.
Mm-hmm. And so, I'm going to show you all a little bit about this Pope. He was an ordinary man. He didn't want to live in the fancy mansion that they had already designated for him. He just took one of the cardinal rooms, apartments. He was plain, and that's what a lot of people liked about him. And so I do have a little video because we not if you're not Catholic, probably didn't get to see that much of the Pope because that the Pope was just somebody that you're just not going to see on TV and in the news every day, right? So this particular video, and I've watched about a half a dozen of them so far, but this particular one stood out for me. And then when I get ready to stop it, I'm gonna be stopping it for a reason, and I'm gonna come back and tell y'all that that was the most weirdest thing and scariest thing that I saw. So listen to this, y'all. We'll be right back.
When people hear the phrase Pope Francis's mansion, they imagine grand halls, golden ceilings, and endless luxury. But the truth? It's nothing like that. Unlike the popes before him, who lived in the Grand Apostolic Palace, Pope Francis made a surprising choice. He refused to live in luxury. Instead, he chose a modest residence, Casa Santa Marta, a simple guest house inside the Vatican walls. A decision that shocked many at the time. Why would the most powerful religious leader in the world turn his back on centuries of tradition? Was it just humility or something more? Pope Francis was known for saying, "How I would love a church that is poor and for the poor." His choice of living quarters became a symbol of that belief. No fancy apartments, no royal treatment, just a simple room like any other guest. But here's where the story takes a strange turn. After his passing, Vatican officials quickly sealed off his residence. A place once open and humble was now locked tight. No explanations, no visitors. Even high-ranking clergy were turned away. Why? What was inside those walls that needed such protection? Was it just routine protocol, or were they hiding something that could shake the very foundation of the church? This wasn't just about where Pope Francis slept. It was about what he left behind. And as whispers began to spread, people started to wonder, was his simple lifestyle a cover for something far bigger? Let's step deeper into the mystery, because Pope Francis's life of simplicity might not have been as straightforward as it seemed. A life of simplicity. Or so we thought. Pope Francis earned the nickname the People's Pope for a reason. From the moment he stepped onto the world stage, he made it clear. He wasn't like the popes before him. No lavish ceremonies, no golden thrones, just a man of faith, walking among the people. But behind this image of modesty, was there something more? Was his simple lifestyle also a quiet strategy? For years, his choice to live humbly was seen as a reflection of his mission: to reform the church, to bring it closer to the poor and the marginalized. His residence at Casa Santa Marta wasn't just a place to sleep. It was a statement. Yet now, with his passing and the sudden sealing of his quarters, many are starting to question what was really happening behind those closed doors. Some Vatican insiders suggest that Pope Francis used his quiet, modest surroundings as a safe haven, a place where plans were made, letters were written, and secrets were kept away from the prying eyes of those resistant to his reforms. As one source hinted, he lived simply, but his thoughts were anything but small. Could it be that the walls of Casa Santa Marta held more than just a pope's belongings? Could they contain the blueprint of a church transformed? The world was about to find out that this wasn't just about a humble room. It was about what that room was hiding. And when Vatican officials sealed it, they weren't just protecting memories, they were guarding something far more powerful. So, was this just tradition? Or was the Vatican racing to secure secrets that could change everything? Let's uncover what really happens when a pope's residence is locked down, and why this time it felt different. Vatican protocol or something more? When a pope passes away, certain rituals must be followed. One of them is sealing his residence. It's a tradition meant to protect personal items, letters, and official documents until they're reviewed. But this time, something felt off. Normally, this process is quiet, almost routine. But when Vatican guards sealed off Pope Francis's quarters, whispers began to spread through Rome. People started asking, why the urgency? Why the secrecy? Reports began to surface, claims of confidential documents, personal writings, and even a list of names hidden inside. Some say these weren't just any papers. They were plans, radical reforms that Pope Francis never got the chance to reveal publicly. As one Vatican official reportedly said, "What's in there isn't just history. It's the future of the Church." And then came the rumors that truly caught attention. Documents pointing to a succession plan, ideas for reshaping the Church, and bold steps that some in the Vatican might not have wanted to see the light of day. Why were even senior cardinals denied access? What was so sensitive that the Vatican acted faster than usual? The sealing of Pope Francis's residence wasn't just protocol, it felt like a race against time to control information that could spark global debates or even division within the Church. But amidst all these whispers, one name kept surfacing again and again, a name tied to these secret plans: Luis Antonio Tagli. So, what exactly did Pope Francis leave behind? And why? Does Tagli's name appear at the center of it all? Let's dive into the heart of the mystery, because hidden within those walls may be a blueprint that could change the Church forever. A blueprint for the future? When Vatican officials sealed Pope Francis's modest residence, few expected what would come next: rumors of hidden documents. But these weren't ordinary papers or personal notes. No, according to insiders, what they found was nothing less than a blueprint, a plan that could reshape the Catholic Church forever. Leaked whispers spoke of personal letters, carefully written by Pope Francis himself. Letters that outlined ideas far more radical than anything he had announced publicly. Strategies for reform, detailed visions of a more inclusive church, and perhaps most shocking of all, a list of successors he believed could carry his mission forward. Pope
Okay, I stopped it. And the reason I stopped it is because when he was coming down, the walkway there where all those people were, it was this one little skinny woman that probably only weighed 95 pounds like me, or 90, that reached for him. Did y'all see that?
Yeah,
She almost pulled him over the fence.
he
Almost
smacked
put
the
him
hand.
almost put him over the fence. And when I saw that, I knew that that was a demon. And he knew it was a demon. Because there ain't no way in the world that little bitty woman could have that much strength just with a little reach of her hand, right? Did y'all see that? I almost pulled him to the ground. And when you are a spiritual person, the devil will come after you in any form, any shape, in any fashion. And he used that little bitty skinny woman because he would he would think, and anybody would think, there's no way that this little woman could be a demon, right? But
Mm,
did you see what she was trying to do?
And pull him
yeah.
over the fence.
Yes, and so anyway, I didn't finish. I mean, I watched the rest of it, but it's too long. But I wanted to stop it there just to encourage people. Look, you have to be on the lookout for demons, and because they will attack. They come in different shapes, different forms, different people, and you have to be spiritual enough to know when they are. But of course, that was just traditional for him going down and people
Mm-hmm.
really wishing him well. So
You're greeting people.
the demon caught him off guard, right? And so I'm sure that as a pope of the world, who that's a heavy burden. That's a lot on your shoulder. And I bet that poor man had demons coming after him every single minute of the day, every day of the week.
Can
Just
you
imagine.
imagine? Can you imagine the type of uh, things that his eyes was able to see that other people probably would never see?
Right.
The knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Yeah. Because, he was guided by the hand of God.
yeah.
And, of course, Satan's out to destroy him. But
Hmm.
he lived a long time. He was 88 years old.
Mhm.
Okay. And he went into the priesthood at a very young age, in his 20s or so. So, he been fighting demons for a long time.
Mm.
And you got to be that strong. Can you imagine the strength, spiritual strength that it takes for that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right, we're gonna take a break. When we come back, Sybil, you got to tell us what kind of beauty secrets you got for us, okay?
When people hear the phrase Pope Francis,
Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. All right. Okay, I wanted to show that. As y'all know, I do sell life insurance um and get that off. I sell life insurance, and as I stated earlier, we don't. Okay, I'm sorry about that. As I stated earlier, we don't ever want to think about dying. A lot of people don't like to talk about it. They think that if they take out a life insurance policy, that that's going to speak something into existence. No, that is not going to happen because only God and the heavens and the angels above know your day and your hour. Insurance has nothing to do with when you will leave, but we all do know that you will leave. I will leave. You will leave. Everybody will. But why not prepare for that? Don't be afraid. Now, and you should have, if you hadn't already done it, you should think about it. Final expenses. Nowadays, things cost so much. It used to be cheap to have a funeral or bury somebody, you know, but now they can run anywhere from 5,000 to 20,000. It just depends on what the family requires. But you should have at least $5,000 worth of coverage so that you can at least have the book of what would be required. And a lot of people think, well, I'll just create a GoFundMe page and we'll raise the money then. But meanwhile, while you trying to raise money, your loved ones sitting in the mortuary or a funeral home waiting till you get the money because funeral homes don't have charity anymore. They used to back in the old days, but they don't anymore. They're not gonna take care of your services on I'll pay you later. Mm-mm. You got to pay that money up front. And so I advise you, those of you who are listening, if you haven't thought about it, think about it. And the younger you are, the cheaper it is. Okay, so if you got children, you got grandchildren, get their life insurance while they are young. Because when you get it when they're young and babies, you're only coming out of your pocket for about $10 a month, for a $25,000 policy. My granddaddy took out a policy on me when I was 1 years old. That policy is now 74 years old. Him taking out a policy on me did not cause me to die. All right. So think about it. Give me a call, and I got the number up here. Let me put it back on the text screen at this number: 1-844-444-0102. Easy to remember. 1-844-444-0102. All right. Think about it. Okay, let's bring the rest of the team in. Silver got some beauty tips for you. What's going on, Silver? Silver, what beauty?
All right. So you want me to do my segment?
Is it about beauty?
Well, that too, but I got something else interesting to share that's short.
Okay, well, you can share that first and then get on the beauty tip.
Well, I'll go ahead and start with the beauty so I don't get sidetracked. Uh, this is our new product is called Whipped Tallow Balm. That's WHIPPED, and then tallow is TALLOW, and then balm is BALM. And
Hmm.
I just love it. This jar here is only $12.50, and it's the smoothest, most wonderful cream I have ever put on my face. And you can purchase it at Live Good, which is Presley number 4 health.com. That's PRESLEY number 4 health, HEALTH.com, and purchase your products and look at all of our wonderful organic, all natural products that we have. So I appreciate for you checking that out. And this is something that Emily and I are very proud of. We are business partners in this. So give me a call if you have any more questions. 901-643-1982. 901-643-1982. 82. And we have an affiliate program if you're interested in earning some money. And then also, we have something new that's going to be involved fundraising for your church group. That as an affiliate, you get a piece of that action. So call me for details on that. And I want to thank you very much. And I just want to take a minute or two and
Sybil, I'm going to refresh the screen
uh-huh.
and see if our chat will come in because we don't even see our live numbers of people watching us. Do you see the live numbers, Tim?
Uh,
Yeah, I have a different number though. Mine is looking at 13.
Your number is always different. I think you got the
Yeah,
Facebook number, don't you?
yeah.
I can't.
Okay, I'm gonna read.
Let's see mine.
She refreshing the screen.
Well, okay. It's always great to refresh. And once again, go to Presley number.
Okay, we're coming back in, and I can see the numbers now, but they may have gotten erased. All right, so Sybil, you continue to talk, and I'm gonna be right back.
Well, alrighty. And we have, like I said, we have about 50 different products. And we have pain relief cream. We have um, organic, all natural products for your pets and wonderful income opportunities. So that is Presley4health.com. And call me again if you would like some information on becoming an affiliate and earn some money. And they also have for people that just choose to be a special customer member where you can purchase our products at a discount like affiliates. You can share your own website and earn free products. So call me at 901 643 1982. And uh, I guess Emily's just out refreshing
Mm-hmm.
in the studio. So, welcome back, Emily. Are you all refreshed?
Yeah, we are. We got a chat box back, and we have 156 people
Well,
that
that
are
is
with
just
us. Thank
wonderful.
y'all so
Yeah.
much. I like to see if we have anybody watching always,
Oh, yeah.
and
That's a
I so I
good,
don't
good thing to
and I
do.
and I really like my chat box. So
Oh, yeah.
uh
Chat box comes in handy.
yeah, so I just had to take a few
Well,
minutes.
I talked some more about our products, and I just want to share something quick, maybe like 2 minutes. Uh,
Okay.
I read an interesting article about speaking to water.
Mm,
W-
okay.
We all we all know that you can talk to plants, but this has not been scientifically proven. But some experiments with has suggested that water can be influenced by human emotions and words.
Yeah.
And these experiments suggest that speaking positive or negative to water can affect its structure and even its properties. And this Japanese researcher by the name of Emoto claimed that the water's frozen crystal structure could be altered by different words and music, especially beautiful classical instrumental music
Hmm.
and positive words, and especially, like I said, classical music leads to beautiful symmetrical ice crystals, that he saw under the magnifying glass.
Hmm.
And negative words and music like heavy metal
Hmm.
produce distorted, chaotic formations.
I believe that.
Isn't that
Cause
something?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I've
So,
actually done it.
metallic
so
music freezes my nerves too.
I know. And so when you're taking a shower, good morning, shower. How are you doing? And
I've actually done that experiment before. Uh,
Really?
yeah, you can do it at the house.
Uh,
If you get two separate containers or glasses or what have you, and
Mhm.
if you speak negative to one and positive to the other,
Mhm.
with things of I love you, this, that, and the other,
Mhm. Mhm.
it's a difference. Uh, the freeze when it actually freezes, it's a difference.
You've actually seen it in action.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Wow.
Isn't
yeah,
that amazing?
yeah. You can
Well,
do it at home.
I always heard that people talk to their flowers, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
when they water them, they talk to the flowers. Get when they're giving them water, and they just thrive.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Especially if you get close to the plant because your vibrations uh, affect them. And
Mhm.
then we breathe in oxygen and then you
Mhm.
breathe out something else. And what you breathe out helps the plants as well.
Mhm.
And so, as well as the beautiful music, and it makes you feel better emotionally too, because apparently many, many, many living things react to vibrations. And so the plants seem to flourish better and it promotes the plant growth. When you have like, they seem to react to classical music or beautiful instrumental and your soothing voice. Once again, you don't want to go cuss out your rose bush and play heavy metal music because it makes the plant kind of wilt and go the other way. And even in the Old Testament in the Bible, it talks about when the morning stars sang together. So even stars give off vibrations.
Oh yeah, they do. They
And
love music. Stars sing.
yeah, and
Music is universal.
it is, and it's even babies. I love to watch on Facebook these videos where I
The
mean little
babies.
6 months old baby, year old, they can really get with it.
Mhm.
They hear
They
music,
can.
they just naturally want to dance. I've even seen people playing uh, really pretty music to elephants, and the baby elephants would just be dancing away. And
Mhm.
so it's powerful when we realize um, that life is just life out there. You can even hug a tree and get benefits, walk on the grass
Yeah, you
barefoot.
can.
So that's what I wanted to share. And so it's just wonderful to be positive and even to people. So it's fun to be happy. And I just want to pass that along.
Excellent. So that was very good. Instead of a shower, and I know people normally have candles and play music, while they're doing their bath or
Hmm.
soaking. Well, I was watching um what is that series that I'm watching? Supernatural. I
Oh,
was
oh
Mm.
trying.
yeah.
I took my phone in the bathroom and propped it up and well, because my phone has a stand on the back of it.
Okay.
And so I stood my phone up and I was watching Supernatural. And
Wow.
I soaked and had a good bath. A lot of dirt came off. so
Well,
Hmm.
I guess
yes.
so I guess it does react to
And
words.
that's why your show is so popular because you're always the same. You're not in a sour mood. You don't cuss people out, bite their heads off. You make people feel welcome, and I really appreciate that.
Thank you, Sybil.
That's
Well,
what
I mean,
attracted me to you to start with.
yeah, yeah, you have to. I see a lot of podcasters and they are they're too professional. I mean, the information is good, but they're just too stiff necked for me.
Yeah,
And
you're right.
but they still get a lot of views. But like, everybody has different tastes.
Their own cup of tea. I want to
I
say,
just
Tim, I want to say thank you, Tim, for jumping in there about your water experience.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely,
So when did you
absolutely.
do that, by the way, Tim?
Huh?
When did you do that experience, and
I
what
did
made
this a
you do
couple
it?
of years ago. I
What
heard
made you do
somebody.
it?
Yeah, I heard somebody say had the same information that Sybil just spoke about, and so I wanted to see,
Hmm.
and that's what urged me to do the experiment.
Okay.
Hmm.
And so you just took ordinary water out the faucet.
Yeah, Mm-hmm.
Two different glasses.
Yeah, two different glasses. Speak
But it
negative.
doesn't have to be glass, or can it be a plastic cup?
I don't know.
I think
I
glass is
think
always better.
Wait,
yeah, I
wait a
think
minute.
mine was. But you have to be able to see through it.
I can see through a plastic. I don't have glasses. I use plastic cups because I
It
don't
might
like
it, it
competition.
it might still be the same if you're able to see
But
through
probably
it.
works better with glass though because
Mhm.
people make music with glass.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You're probably right. Probably glass would be better.
yeah.
But yeah, but you were speaking about the power of water. As you know, Sybil, and I've told the world this, I cannot go around large bodies of water
Yeah, it calls
because
you.
the water calls me. So the water is
Mhm.
water is powerful. And that's what happens to a lot of people when they go on these cruise ships. They've never been around about large bodies of waters before, and then you get these reports of people jumping off this huge boat and
Mhm.
getting lost in the ocean.
What is the name
It's
of it?
it wasn't Tim got something to say. Hold that thought. I know Tim probably saying, well, somebody pushed him over, but I just want to say maybe somebody did, but there are times, very supernatural times when there are people that water will call. They have a strong connection to water, whether it be positive or negative, and the water can pull them into the body of the water. And
Mhm.
that's why I don't go around
Yeah,
water because I
you
found out that I had that supernatural
Mhm.
you
kinetic connection when I was carrying you. I was pregnant with you. So it
yeah,
could have been you though, because
yeah,
you're
but
a Pisces, you're a fish side. Could have
yeah,
been it could have been calling you, but I was carrying you.
yeah. You remember? You know? Do you remember this picture that you used to have of Steven Spielberg? Uh, what happened was a whole town went missing. Nobody had any idea of what happened.
It's called the missing, right?
No, it wasn't the missing. This was an old one.
Uh
It was two parts. It had two CDs with it. Uh,
really?
yeah, and it was one of our favorites.
Oh, one of your favorites, the greatest, the Steven Spielberg, one of my favorites.
Yeah, yeah. But
The
what happened
the
was
greatest storm that ever
it was some
came, or
storm. It
something
was
like
some
that.
storm.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember that. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. The water called them all, and they all walked into the ocean
I
off of the
saw that.
docks.
Yeah, but that was
Hmm.
Satan, though. That was a demon that made them do that.
Yeah, they
The
made a
man,
deal with it though. You remember they made a deal with it.
well, they had to make a deal because he wanted the children
Yeah,
of
well,
the
he wanted
town.
one. Yeah,
Mhm.
but anyway, the greatest storm or something. But it just made me think about that when you had
Yes,
said
oh,
about the water
Steven
column.
Spielberg. Well, I love me some Steven Spielberg
Yeah,
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 movies.
he's very talented.
yeah,
Yeah, well, he was. He's passed, isn't
yeah,
he?
Well, yeah.
yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, you're right. But see, water has that power. Wind has power because tornadoes are made of what?
Mhm.
Wind,
And
wind.
don't
Yeah.
forget the moon. They say the highest crime is when it's a full moon because we're 2/3 water in our body.
Werewolves come out.
It, you know, it, they don't call it loony for nothing. It makes
Mhm.
people.
Oh,
Oh, I gotta get my little segment
come
in.
on, Tia, what's your segment, man?
Look, if you're anything like me, you might have paid attention, you might not have paid attention. But what I'm talking about is the mail carriers that you knew for years and years no longer exist. It's a
That's
whole
right.
different generation. And this
Hmm.
generation here is something like we never seen before because they're not taking no pride in their job. Uh, one of the mail ladies put 8 or 9 pieces of somebody else's mail in my mailbox.
Hmm.
Oh
But those
wow!
days of that mailman that you had, you didn't have to worry about nothing because you was gonna
Uh-huh.
get it. You
Yeah.
was gonna get it at a normal time. You
Hmm.
didn't have to worry about who it was. You didn't have to look for them. You could set your watch by them sometime.
Sure
Those
could.
days are over.
You right,
Those days are no longer. It's a
man. I'm
whole
just You're right, and I'm a living witness to that because I miss my mailman George. He retired about shoot 12, 15 years ago. And ever
Mm-hmm.
since then, my mail has been messed up, and it's really gotten messed up in the last 2 years. There's
Mm-hmm.
this one person they keep sending his mail to my house. I've taken it to the post office. Tim dropped it off at the post office, telling the post office, and the post office is really at fault because they would not do stuff right. I mean, if I bring you something and tell you it don't belong to me, it's your job to get it to the person, the correct address.
Yeah.
And if you can't put it, don't know their correct address, then put it in the Santa Claus mailbox where you keep the Santa mail, okay? But don't keep sending that person's mail to my house. Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
because that's serious. Because you can get
Yeah.
people hurt that way. People thinking that, well, this person live here. I'm gonna get that person. They got a grudge with somebody, and they gonna look for the person's address. They ain't gonna think, and then they come to your house and they got the wrong dang house. You know what I mean? But
Yeah. Yeah.
well, that's dangerous. The post office need to get on that job with that stuff, man. Get these people's addresses right and make these mail people read them. But I tell you something else. The post office is probably doing wrong too. They're overworking these new post people.
Yeah.
They're giving doubling their routes because they don't have enough workforce.
Uh-huh.
And so, I mean, I know how it is when I'm sitting in front of a computer all day reading data and material and stuff. And you got your eyes get tired and numbers start looking the same. And you can imagine out there in the weather, or can you imagine? I can't, I don't even want to. Out there in the weather trying to read all these numbers and all these numbers looking alike, you can see them putting it in the wrong boxes or houses because why? Because the post office got them on a time clock.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? When
Uh-huh.
when my mailman was working, he had his same route. He didn't have to do two or three routes. He only had one route.
Yeah.
So he could take his time and make sure everybody got the correct mail. And not only that, everybody knew him. Could
Yeah.
stop and
Yeah.
have conversation.
Yeah.
He knew what
Yeah.
was going on with your life, and you
Yeah.
knew what was going on with his life.
Yeah.
Those, like Tim said, y'all, those days are gone, and we want them back.
Yeah. Yeah, but and, to me, it kind of shows the difference in the generations because the mail was even more serious back then. This was before we got all this social media and all that and Gmail. But back in the day, y'all used to have actual checks, physical checks that had
Hmm.
to be delivered, uh,
Yep.
and you
Food
didn't have no
stamps
doubt
too, and food
that
stamps.
it was coming.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely was gonna come, by the old mail personnel.
Yeah.
You didn't
I
have to
used to
worry
remember.
about that.
I remember people running down the street meeting the mail truck.
Yeah, yeah,
Get
yeah,
the check, man.
yeah,
Go get that
Well,
check.
you know why? Because we had to go to a store
yeah.
to get a cash.
Uh huh.
And you wanted to be people used to have to stand in line, be all the way out the door, out the store door, or
Uh
people
huh.
stand in line trying to cash a check.
That's the
These
check.
young folks don't know nothing about that. They don't know how blessed they are.
Yeah, they don't. They don't. They don't.
Well, most of these young folks don't know nothing about checks anyway because they lazy and don't want to work.
Yeah, they don't know what that is. They
And they're
don't
not
know.
trying to know.
Yeah.
They're not even
Mm.
trying to know. All they want is gimme, gimme, gimme.
Yeah.
And the parents have ruined them, spoiled brats for just giving, 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 not making them earn anything.
Yeah.
And then they want to know why, when they get grown, why they won't leave home.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, blogs.
Yeah.
Because you've been taking care of them all their life, you don't spoil them and didn't make them
Mm-hmm.
earn anything.
Yeah.
So why should they change their attitude to that? Why should I change my ways now? But you got these people, these parents got these grown children living with them
Yeah.
that's not working. When
Yeah.
they're not working, not going to school. but you still taking care of somebody that's 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 31, and 42 years old. That's stupid.
Yeah, but in some instances, on the other side of that coin, you got a lot of young people that are being social media influencers, and they're making more money than their actual parents or whoever they live with are making.
Well,
Uh,
yeah, I understand that, but I'm not talking about those that's working. They are working. Like I say, it doesn't matter what kind of work,
you talking about the
just as long
freeloader?
as you working.
Yeah, you talking about the freeloader?
Yeah, I'm talking the freeloaders. Well, all right, y'all. That wraps up our show for tonight. We sure thank y'all
Yeah.
for look like I got a message to you. Oh, that's Doug. Hi, Doug.
Hey,
Hi,
what's up,
Doug.
Doug?
Oh, you're in Indianapolis. What are you doing there?
He moved.
Hey,
Why?
move
Why did he move?
job offer.
Why did you move? Okay, well, maybe he'll tell us later. All right, then. Well, we hope you like Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking in. At least you're thinking about
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's give Doug a round of applause for thinking about us in Indianapolis. Hey, Tim, closing remarks.
Yes, another great show. Short and sweet. That flew by really quick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But can't wait till we do it again. So you all be there uh, next Friday, and we'll
That's
do it
right.
again.
We'll do it again. Simple.
Yeah, another great show. And I love the laid back personality of the show. We just couldn't do it without Miss Emily. She is awesome. And I enjoy Tim. And we have more wonderful things coming. So y'all stay tuned and share the show.
Please do. As you see at the bottom, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's under TPS Productions. I guess I have to type that in there for next week. But anyway, to all of my pearls in the listening audience tonight, a pearl is defined as a precious thing. It is the finest example of something special. So it doesn't matter whether you are rich or poor. You, my pearls, are a precious thing. You are the finest example of someone special. And as we say around here, in the Emily Pearl studio. Listen, don't hate them, congratulate them. And if you deem it and mean it, I promise you, my pearls, everything good that you do will what team?
Come
Come
back
back
to
to
you.
you. Yay! That's our show for tonight. Thank you, co host. Thank you,
All
audience. We
right.
love you. Good night.
Night.